All right, what's up everyone, and welcome to the video. Today here with Raoul Plikat. Thanks for taking the time.
Welcome.
Nice to have you here. I think if this was a German podcast, then you probably wouldn't even need an introduction because everyone from the German market who has at least been in the like coaching consulting space, online marketing space, probably knows you and is maybe even using some of your products and services that you've built. But maybe for the English people and the people who don't know you, who are you and what do you do?
Maybe you introduce me.
I introduce you. Okay, who's Raoul Plikat? So you're 28 years old.
Yeah.
I've been into entrepreneurship for over 10 years now.
Yeah.
And you became a millionaire when you were 21, 22, something like this.
Yeah, something like this. Yeah.
Yeah, and for the last few years, you've been basically building brands, personal brands, kind of like behind the scenes in the German market.
Uh-huh.
And the personal brands are some of the biggest in the German market. You can compare them with, I don't know, Grant Cardone, the English one, Sam Ovens, etc., etc. And the brands are doing, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 million a year in the revenue. And this guy's an entrepreneur, super advanced. You also started Copecard, a payment provider, a couple of years ago. And what I've seen from the other speeches that you gave, I think one was on stage. Copecard got evaluated at 200 million euros or something.
Yeah, almost 200 million.
Almost 200 million. Wow, that's crazy. And in general, how would I introduce you? So what I would have to say is, I think you are like one of the people, like we don't know each other like super, super extremely well, but from the content that you put out online and what I can see, like you're one of the people that I respect the most and look up to the most. And so it's glad to have you here on the podcast.
Nice introduction. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. So for the podcast, I'd say let's jump straight into questions and everything. For all the German people, and they probably already know like your story, how you started and everything. And the English ones, I will link the podcast that we did like 2.5 years ago or something below.
Oh yeah, we did one, yeah, like during Corona.
Yeah, I think.
COVID.
Yeah, exactly. Beginning of 2020.
Yeah.
And I'll link it below because that's where we went over the story and everything, how you started.
Yeah.
We can get straight into questions.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go. So first one. So you've achieved a lot by the age of 28, right? And what people, when they see success and when they think about success, like you've achieved it all from what people, define as success, right? But if you could go back in time and go back to the Raoul who's maybe 21, 22, and give that person an advice with the goal to reach the goals that you now have achieved and the level of success you've now reached, like what advice would you give the Raoul to reach the goals in maybe half the time or 2-3 years faster?
Okay. I mean, like first of all, like I don't think like I've reached all the goals. For me, success is like not like in terms of any material things or so. Like I mean, they're nice to have, and it's nice to have a nice watch or a nice car, nice apartments, nice lifestyle. But these things come on the side, basically, when you do like certain things in the right order and in a correct way. They should never be the goal. Success should be, first of all, that you have peace of mind, basically, that you know that you did your best to become the best version of yourself. That's the most important thing for success, basically, like for everything what you do. Like, okay. And on the other hand, like I have so many things what I'm still looking and going for after. I mean, like there's a saying like it's better to aim to the stars if you want to go to the moon, and there's like also with every kind of goal, it's better to set yourself like big goals and then like on the way to it, like you reach certain things that like for some people were lifetime goals, but for you like it was maybe like just like nice to have.
Yeah.
So for me I still have a lot of things to do, and like from the goals I have very big goals and working very hard for them, and I don't think I'm still like close. And in terms like maybe of like financial success or like financial freedom, I definitely did that, done that, but it's not about like only money, like because life gets very fast, very boring, and there's a lot of things like to achieve out there, and that's what I'm looking for.
So what are, for example, some of the things that you're looking for to achieve besides money and everything? Building the team, building the company, What's stuff that you get fulfillment from?
Yeah, fulfillment for me is like basically building, or like first of all, like getting talent, getting the right people, and bringing them together, and pushing basically like the team and everyone in the team like to bring out their best. And I love marketing. Marketing is my passion, and therefore like that's one big part, creating change in marketing with ideas, and like in a collective it's always like a great thing, and with a great team, and I like to do that. That's giving me a lot of fulfillment, and that's what I do basically right now. On the other hand, like with software and technology is the other part what I do, like changing something in the future is like also like a huge part, and like making a big impact, helping basically people like to fulfill their own dreams. And this is like what we do with CopeCard, CopeMember, with the whole Cope universe, helping the creators of today and tomorrow, everyone who's like influencer, streamer on Instagram, on Twitch, on YouTube, like giving them the right tools so they can monetize and materialize what they have in their head.
Yeah.
And with the new technology, like, and yeah, that's the other thing.
Got it. Okay, and for the question, like, if you could go back in time, right? Are there any things that you would have done differently, or differently, basically?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I don't think I would do anything differently, because everything, or because I can just argue from the point where I am right now.
Yeah.
So and to the point where I am right now, everything had to happen the exact same way, and since I don't know like a better version, or like in theory like a better version of myself, I don't know, because I just know who I am right now. Therefore, I don't know if what could be done differently in this term. But I don't regret anything. I'm especially thankful for the bad things, because they give you the opportunity to learn faster.
Yeah.
And becoming better if you accept the challenge.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I wouldn't change anything. It's a little bit, you know, the movie Dark, the series Dark?
No.
On Netflix?
No.
Everybody should watch it. In terms of like series, how and filming and artistic style, like Dark is amazing. From the plot, it's a German series, but it's on Netflix in English. It's amazing.
Okay.
It starts like with like a crime series, that some child gets missing in a city in Germany, in Winden, and it turns out like it's a super complex plot about time traveling.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, like, everything has to happen in a certain way where you are right now, and everything had to happen in exact that same way.
Yeah.
And even like with time traveling, you couldn't change that, and this is like something about the series. But it's also like the example you gave me. So if I could back in time, I don't know, first of all, what I could change. On the other hand, like, I know that a lot of people say like, okay, I would change that, I would do that differently, and so on. Maybe one thing, the only thing that comes to my mind is listening to one of my best friends when he told me first time about Bitcoin and to buy more Bitcoin. Seriously.
Yeah.
But that was 2015. I luckily bought Ethereum very early.
Yeah.
But Bitcoin, when I had the chance, I think it was like $250, $300, like something like that.
Yeah.
Was when I basically came back from Peter Thiel Fellowship Summit in 2015. That was the first time when I heard about Bitcoin. And that's the only thing that I would change. Buy early Bitcoin. But beside that, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah. So maybe the question, differently framed, right? You couldn't change anything, but what would you say are some of the things, character traits, how you approach life and business, and your overall worldview, or however you want to call it, a general mindset that have helped you to achieve what you've achieved by now?
Yeah. So what would I do? Or like what helped me? Basically, I think like first of all, like you have to have discipline when you want to achieve something, right? You have to have a lot of discipline. You have to be focused. Focus is the most important thing. Like I see so many people who jump from one thing to another. You have to focus. You have to focus really hard. Focus is the most important thing, and you need to understand where or what are opportunities that bring you further, and what are just distractions. So you can focus on the opportunities and ignore everything what is a distraction. A lot of people think like the grass is on the other, or on the other side is greener.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's like it's greener where you put water on it, and the water in this term is focus. Focus on your own things, and yeah. So discipline, focus. What else? Like I think that these are the most important thing: discipline and focus. And you have to, you have to be determined. You have to know what you want in life, kinda. And if you don't know what you want in life, like think about what excites you. It's important to make money first of all, and also to follow the money. If you have like no money at all, you should follow the money first. But once you reach like basic financial freedom, which I think is very fast and very attainable, and I think you show like a lot of people how to do that and have amazing success stories. Once you have reached that, like it's important like to figure out what is the next step.
Yeah.
Because just focusing on the money or like spending the money is like it doesn't make you happy, and most of all, it doesn't make you more successful.
Yeah.
Like buying more stuff, more LV, more Gucci bags, and whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you more. It's nice to have, but it shouldn't be the only thing that you have. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so focus and discipline. Maybe talking about your typical day. How many hours a day do you work, and what does a typical day look like? In one of the other podcasts you did, you also said that you have a lot of routines,
Yeah.
right? And that without routines you wouldn't be able to perform on the level that you're performing on
Exactly.
now.
Yeah. No. So exactly. How many times? I mean, like. I think I work like. For me, like every day is work,
Yeah.
but it's like not work that I have to do, but it's like that I want to do.
Yeah.
I like to work.
Yeah.
I love to work. So basically every hour. Social media for me is also work. I'm not spending like much time like stalking or like looking for other people, but when I post something or so, like there's a reason why I'm a marketer, and everything what I put out has a specific purpose. So I don't put things, I'm on social media like not for fun, but to go after to go after my dreams, and also on the other hand like to create something, and yeah, like not to waste time or something like that. And yeah, on the other hand, like routines, I do a lot of sport.
Yeah.
I try to sleep enough. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
What means enough for you? 6, 7, 8 hours? Or?
Usually 6.5 hours. On Saturdays I sleep 10 actually.
Yeah.
This is like the only like in terms of sleep. Sometimes often I sleep 4 hours also.
Yeah.
But because I go at 1 to bed, and then like at 5 I'm waking up.
You wake up already?
Huh?
At 5 you wake up already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And sometimes not. But happens also. But from Friday to Saturday, always 10 hours, because with the amount of gym and sport I do, like I have to have at least one day where I like sleep really long and really deep.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like it's not working.
God, that makes sense. So is Saturday for you complete day off, or you just sleep 10 hours?
No. I sleep 10 hours. That's the only thing. But like I don't need like day off or something like that. So of course sometimes there are times, of course, where I do something with like for fun or so. But yeah, depends,
Yeah. So when it comes to routines, gym, you said in another podcast you do that twice a day, like once gym and then cardio or yoga or something.
Gym and running every day.
Yeah.
and or one of it at least. Like I mean, like gym 6 times per week, 1 time off,
Yeah.
and yeah, running also almost every day. Then yoga.
Yeah. Any other routines that you have specifically for business and maybe reflection, doing after action reviews? I don't know, morning routine. I remember you said in 2020 or something, morning routine is bullshit, but do you have something like this? Or
No, I mean like regarding business, I have like drill fix meetings with leadership. Also routine like from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Usually Thursday and Friday are no drill fixes. So drill fixes are meetings that are coming every week or every other week with the leadership and C-level and or business partners, and then like talking about like what are the next steps and so on, and review. Yeah. Routine definitely. So also they are fixed. Yeah, but Thursday, Friday, more time for open work or whatever is just needed, like less schedule, but yeah.
okay, got it. Yeah, one of the books that you recommend pretty often on podcasts and everything is Psycho-Cybernetics.
Yeah.
Right. Why is it one of your favorite books? What do you like about it so much?
What do I like about Psycho-Cybernetics is basically, or why I recommended it so much is because when you read it, like you understand it for the first time, and I think it gives a lot of people like opportunity, and they realize that it's possible for them to change their life 180 degrees.
Yeah.
And they understand why things happen in their life, because how they happened, and also how they can influence it to change it.
Yeah.
So especially like that's why I like to recommend it a lot, because like people understand it easily.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
in the end, when I recommend something, people should read it and do something, change it. You know, it doesn't bring so much when I recommend something that is for 99% of the people not useful. You know, and just like 1% maybe can use it.
Yeah.
Especially like on podcasts. So like that's why I like to recommend this book.
Okay, got it. And in Psycho-Cybernetics, you know, the author talks a lot about the subconscious brain,
Yeah.
Your self-image and everything.
Yeah.
Regarding the subconscious, like, do you do stuff like affirmations, writing down your goals, visualizing or something? And what are your general thoughts on it?
I'm affirmations not really, no. But of course, like I write things down.
Yeah.
I think like writing is one of the most important things, because it helps you to. It's proven, it's science,
Yeah.
that writing down improves your thinking. So because you have to think first about what you write down, so it helps you massively ordering your thoughts. So it's science. So
Yeah.
I like to do what science says.
Yeah.
And actually, I really like to write things down, to plan things. It gives me clarity. It helps me strategic wise. I like to collect my ideas. I have, I don't know, a lot of notebooks, filled notebooks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
next
Cool.
steps, to-do lists.
Yeah.
Also, like I said, like I like to really to write my to-dos not into a phone or an app. I hate that actually, because I don't know, it makes the task less enjoyable.
Okay.
So when you write things down, you have to write them down. You have to make a little bit of effort, and therefore, like when you achieve this task, or when you did it, and then you cross it through, it's like it releases more dopamine, you know, and it makes the next task easier to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I like to do.
Okay. Got it. And you said earlier you like to recommend books that are useful for the 99%. What are some of the books that you wouldn't normally recommend on podcasts?
I knew this question would come when I finished the sentence. So, what books? Good to Great
Okay.
is, I think, a great business book. Another book from the same author is How the Mighty Fall.
Okay.
And this is, I think, especially like a good book for somebody who already reached some success. And because like no success is never ending, you know, like success is because you did a certain steps in a certain way. But now you started here, you did certain steps, and now you're here. But there's no guarantee that you first of all stay here and not go back, because things are changing outside. 90% of the things that happens are outside of your control. So you have constantly adjust and adapt. Our life is actually the proof that if you don't adapt, you die. It's a reason for a business. It's a reason for a person. If you don't adapt in life, you eventually will die. If your body adapts automatically, you go to a hot climate, your body adapts. If you wouldn't adapt, your body would die.
Yeah.
You would die, actually. Your body does it automatically. But with outside circumstances, you also have to adapt. And same also your business. You reach some level of success, you have to adapt. And that means also that you cannot do the same things over and over and over and expect the same results all the time. So there's a saying, you grow or you die with your business. So that you cannot stay flat. You have to grow. You have to become better in order to survive also. And that's especially true in business. So like this book, How the Mighty Fall, I think is a very, very good book. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't make sense to read it when you're just starting out, because there's more important stuff. But if you are really you do at least $1, $2, $3 million, $4 million per year, then you should definitely read this book, because now you have usually responsibility, you have employees, and sometimes when great success comes, you can also fall very fast, because you start to ignore reasoning. You think you're touched by Midas, and everything what you basically touch, everything will become to gold. And that's also a lot of mistakes that a lot of entrepreneurs do. Actually, they achieve some success in some field, and then they think everything else what they will do will become gold. So they start spending money on real estate, start investing in this startup, start investing in that startup, writing checks everywhere. So buying real estate too much with too many banks, over leveraged. What happens 2008, for example? Everybody was buying, then crash, and then what?
Yeah. What are some of the other mistakes? You said a couple of minutes ago, mistakes that you see entrepreneurs doing who have reached a specific level of success, maybe 500K a year, million, 2 million, 3 million, within this whole online space.
Well, mistakes basically are the wrong actions, and this is depends on the context. For example, if you do 500K and you want to stay at 500K, which I don't recommend, but then there's maybe not so many mistakes, But if you, for example, you do 500K and you want to reach 1 million, and you continuously are at the plateau, it can have many reasons, I think one of the most common reasons is that you don't have the right processes, that you neglect culture in your company. Mm-hmm. Culture is super important, that you don't hire enough, that you don't hire the right people, that you're afraid of spending money on people, on the right people especially, that people don't focus on growing and nurturing talent, so training the talent and helping them basically have a great career. They are just focused on the company then, saying make money, and therefore they lose talent, and therefore they lose opportunity to even greater potential, So there are a lot of kind of mistakes you can make. It depends on the context. It depends what you want to reach, basically.
Yeah, let's say someone is within the personal branding space, coaching, consulting space, or service space, is making $1 million, 2 or 3 a year, and wants to scale past 10 million, 50 million, 20 million, 30 million a year. What would you say are the things to focus on, and mistakes to maybe avoid that you made throughout your journey?
Well, I mean, like, thankfully, I didn't make, I think, many big mistakes in this kind of terms, like things that were really mistakes. But on the other hand, like, if you want to grow from 3 to 10 million, basically it's a lot of processes, and one of the biggest thing, first of all, is kind of like communication, or the communication of your service, like having like a big idea. Like, you have to stand out usually, like to grow from 3 million to 10 million in your market, especially as a personal brand. So you have to really stand out. You have to have one big idea which you communicate, and the big idea is basically part of your company DNA. So what you stand for, what values you represent, and what benefits you provide to your audience, to your target group. And this is something that you have to communicate. And in order to get what? Attention.
Yeah.
So attention is the new most important currency. So you have to have attention if you want to go from 3 to 10 million. Attention is the most important thing, and you can only get attention with a big idea. So, and the big idea, like one idea, basically what does this big idea? Now that's the most important part, is you get mental availability.
Yeah.
Mental availability, what is that? What is mental availability? It's basically real estate in the collective brain of your target audience. Okay? When you brush your teeth, when you need toothpaste, what are you thinking of when I say toothpaste? What's the first
Colgate.
thing? Colgate. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Colgate, maybe Almex, maybe some other brand. Whatever brand you were thinking first of has the most mental availability. It basically owns the real estate in your brain. Okay?
Yeah.
When you think about a certain product, service, burger, what are you thinking of? Which brand?
McDonald's.
McDonald's. Some people would say Burger King. So whatever. People who say Burger King, therefore, Burger King did a better job than McDonald's to reach these kind of people.
Yeah.
And if you say McDonald's, McDonald's did a better job to rent the space in your brain.
Yeah.
So this is what you get with attention, okay? And this is what you have to do. But in order to get this to long-term rent the space, you have to have a big idea. And there are certain things, there are certain rules. So for example, energy drink, what are you thinking of?
Red Bull.
Exactly. So it helps when you are a first mover. Like when there's like nobody in the market and you're the first one and you do a really good job like Red Bull did.
Yeah.
Red Bull were not the very first, but Red Bull were the first one in the Western world, and they managed to keep the status. So Red Bull, $8 billion, $9 billion revenue, they managed to get the attention, to keep the attention, and then they have the big idea, okay? That energy drink, you think about Red Bull. The benefit is if you're tired, you have kind of like more energy, more performance basically, okay? So, people think about this product. They buy this product, the product delivers, it gives reputation, people start to talk about it, and that's how you dominate basically your category.
Yeah.
Same with, for example, let's talk about watches. Rolex. Rolex is still like the greatest luxury brands there are. I mean, like they're Audemars Piguet, Richard Mille, Patek Philippe, Vacheron, a lot of brands. But Rolex like is the entry-level luxury watch. Everybody wants to have it, and like everyone has it.
Yeah.
Like not also collectors. Everybody is a fan of that. And Rolex, it's like status.
Yeah.
Okay. So if your brand, like you have to have a big idea. Then you have to deliver on that idea. And that's how you can move from basically from any level what you have. Also companies from 50 million to 500 to 100 million. It depends basically what is the, you're capped basically with your target audience, with the size of your market. And the big idea is really an idea that penetrates more than 10%, 20% of the market. So you go through and get a big chunk. You become one of the top 2 players in the market, either number 1 or number 2. But this is why you have to have a big idea, because without it, like, you never get it. So there's a lot of things how you can optimize your business strategically with processes. So you can improve the onboarding process. You have now onboarding training for every employee with Cope Member, for example.
Yeah.
So every new employee that comes into your company gets trained very fast, you know. And this is also one thing that Cope Member does amazingly well. You hire somebody new, and within like 3-4 weeks, this person is upskilled because he has a great onboarding experience. Okay, this is very important, by the way. But on the other hand, you can also like increase your revenue by, I don't know, making new campaigns to existing clients. Maybe you make 10-20% more revenue per year by doing that. You do more flash sales, Black Friday campaigns, Halloween campaigns. You maybe increase your revenue 30% in addition. Like, you build more automations, okay? You hire 1 or 2 more people, okay? But this is just like adding up. And a big idea is the leverage that triples, quadruples your revenue. While normal business processes, they increase the revenue over time, and it takes time, it takes longer. But a big idea, if it hits,
Yeah.
it's like that. It's a new dimension.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's the secret, basic secret, kind of like. You have to think creatively how you can stand out, how you can deliver this idea, rent the mental availability in your target audience.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So big idea, of course, improving systems and processes. You said company culture is super important.
Yes.
Hiring the right people, spending money, time, and everything, training the right people, the employees, and making sure that they have the potential to grow within the company. And those are the main things you would focus on.
Yes.
Yeah. With the big focus on developing and creating a big idea where you can gain more mental awareness or mental space of your targeted audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So earlier in the interview, you also talked about that you've had big challenges, maybe failures in the past, whatever you want to call it. What were some of the challenges that you've had and that you've grown the most from, and where you gained the most experience, that you say, hey, this was important and this has helped me a lot?
Where did you say it? In the podcast?
Oh, earlier on this one.
On this one. Okay. Yeah, like, and I mean, like, certain kind of challenge, challenges basically in terms of things where you don't know the answer, like some unexpected experiences in your life or in your business life. You don't know what to do right now because some things didn't turn out as planned.
Yeah.
You had no control over it. It happens. Yeah, I mean, like, for example, one of the challenges was that with Dirk Kräuter, like a German sales trainer, something like Grant Cardone in Germany, also investor, and we wanted to launch a book. We had success, basically, like at that time, like I sold within 48 hours more than 10,000 tickets for a live event. Like he had like 8 live events for the next year, and we made a flash sale kind of like for his birthday.
Yeah.
And within 48 hours, like with the help of Facebook, I managed to sell the whole event for the next year out, completely out. We had to open even extra spaces, gone. Because it was a big idea and it was not seen in the market before. So two things. And then I realized after like the first 2 or 3 hours, like because people were buying a lot and the target was 1,000 tickets.
Yeah.
So that was achieved, I think, within 4 hours or so, or 5 hours. And then I saw, here's the opportunity.
Yeah.
And I stopped doing everything else. I canceled all the meetings for the next few days. And I just put the focus, what I mentioned earlier, on that thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't sleep. And I just focused on spending, improving campaign. I was thinking, how can I... We had one video where the big idea was presented. The market didn't know it. And the key question, my key question, or first of all, I was thinking, okay, how can I sell now more? Because after 4 hours, the target was achieved. We could stop now, but I was like, we have a run and we have still like 44 hours left. So what can I do? And then I was thinking like, okay, what do I need to do? Like, and it's called there. I like to work with mental models. Mental models helps you like basically to understand the world and make better decisions. One mental model is first principle thinking. So it's about going to the root cause. What is the ultimate truth? What is the ultimate essence of something? In this case, what is the ultimate truth of selling the most ticket I can do? And what is basically making the sales here? And I figured out it's the video.
Yeah.
So I narrowed it down, like not, some of you might know Facebook ads. It's not about conversions. It's not about clicks. I narrowed it down, like all what I need to do is like present the video in front of the right audience because I looked at all the KPIs and I saw the video was great. It had a great view rate, and I knew that people who watch like more than 1 minute, 2 minutes of the video, they would buy. So all I needed was video views. And I knew at that time, or like I calculated then, I figured it out. It was a process, breaking it down after the first 4 hours. I broke it down and I figured out that one video view brought in 15 cents and it cost me 3 cents to buy one. So I had around 12 cents gross profit after advertising costs.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So all what I focused on after that for the next days was like putting or scaling basically the video views in front of the right audiences. And then like, where can I get more views from? Where can I present this video more? Because the video got attention. It converted the attention to customers and it was hugely profitable. It was a big idea. People were loving it. People were buying into the DNA of the brand. That was a challenge, but the bigger challenge came afterwards because now, like, why stop? We sold out everything. And then that's the challenge, what I said, basically, what comes after it? Like, don't rest on your success because otherwise you would go down again. Like, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to build, like, we are now here, we have momentum, we are in motion. And there's a Newton's law of motion. An object that is in motion stays in motion, basically. And I wanted to stay in motion. I wanted to go on. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge then, and I figured out we need a book now.
Yeah.
We need a book. And that was exactly 6 years ago, in September. Then end of September, 1st of October. And then I was like, okay, like on 24th of November, we have Black Friday. And that's 6 weeks. 6 weeks to write a book, print the book, sell the book.
Yeah.
And that was a bigger challenge because no sleep, basically. And then like writing a book, we wrote the book, we designed the book, we printed the book, we distributed test books basically to customers to get feedback and social proof.
Yeah.
We filmed video campaigns, marketing campaigns, another big idea. And then on the 24th, everything went well, and we started to sell, and within 1 week, we sold 40,000 books.
Oh, wow.
On that. And now, like, we sold more than 500,000 books in 6 years.
Yeah.
But that was a way bigger challenge, because you build success, and then, like, you have to have the discipline, because you get also a lot of money, you got a lot of big paycheck. Was nice. But to ignore all that, to not, like, celebrate, but went right back into work and figure out an even bigger challenge, because, like, we were here, we managed to get here, and then we wanted to get here, and it was a very short period of time, which is also good because it gives pressure.
Yeah.
So we pressured, and that was a bigger challenge, because there were so many unknown. How to write a book, okay, in 1 day basically.
Yeah.
Figured that out. Okay, and now, like, you have to proofread the book, and then, like, a lot of things happened unforeseen, like the lecturer, he took longer than expected, the proofreader, and so on. And then we decided it's okay when there's like 80%, it's okay. 20%, like, there were, like, in the first edition, there were a lot of spelling, not a lot of spelling mistakes, but like some things that were hard to understand.
Yeah.
Or wrong grammar. But anyway, we put it out, and nobody complained about it after. It's maybe one or two persons out of 40,000 sold books. Sometimes also, like, perfection can get into your way. But we were aware about that. That's why we made the decision, fuck it, basically, and go for it. Anyway, we made sure we had a great product, okay? But yeah, then, like, also, like, figuring out, like, how this book has to be structured, okay? So, like, people can understand the message, basically. So I made the decision to make the book as, I was thinking, what are the easiest to consume books? This is like comic books, like small ones. They usually have an average size of 140 pages. So that's why our book on the end had 140 pages. And now all the books in the German market that are free plus shipping are also 140 pages. You know?
Yeah.
And I made sure that every other page basically had a picture also, like, to make it easy to consume. Because our target audience were not people who like to read books, but people basically who want to get into the idea of selling, improving their lives. And I had to make them basically read this book. So that's why everything what you see inside the book is made by purpose. Yeah, then designing the book was also a challenge. We did this, I think, like in 4 or 5 days. Then printing took around 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Then at the same time, we wrote scripts for the videos, for the pre-launch sequence, timed everything, built the landing pages, wrote the copy. And yeah, then, like, we delivered, and then, like, started the ads, had a great pre-launch phase, and then, like, launch phase.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that was like a challenge, because, like I said, so many unforeseen events. Also, printing took longer than expected, but on the other hand, it was planned into the plan, basically.
Yeah.
I calculated with that. So a lot of things, or success at the end of the outcome of what you want, is also how you plan. It's the most important thing. And another thing that I basically, another mental modeling is like reverse engineering. So what I used before is, like, I was thinking, what has to go wrong actually to have a fucked up launch?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I started at the end, like, for example, like the main launch video is not ready. Email server is broken down. Email tool is not working. Landing page tool, and so on. And then I calculated, and this is what I still do, and then I calculated what is the risk factor of that happening. Okay, very important if you plan a project, event, anything. What is the risk factor that, for example, on that certain day, landing page service or the tool used for landing pages breaks down? What is the actual percentage, the reason for that? Maybe 20%, 10%, okay? But what is the factor that, for example, the video doesn't get ready? What has to be happen before that? Wrong planning, and or like the cutter takes more time than he expected, which usually always happens. So like you have to adjust and then plan more time for it. Same with the printing. I knew that, or I expected that the printing will take more time than they told us.
Yeah.
So I planned like basically like 1 more week to it, but I communicated back to the people like this is the deadline. Like the deadline was basically the 8th. I planned that my own deadline was the 17th of November. And then they told us, yeah, it will only arrive on the 11th or 12th. Is this okay? And we're so sorry. And like, it's absolutely not okay. Work harder, work faster. You know, they managed to break it down, like to deliver it on the 10th or so. But for me, personally, I was calm because I calculated the worst thing.
Yeah.
What can happen is basically the 17th.
Yeah.
So like it gives you also more peace of mind. You are better prepared. And that's again like what I say about challenges. Like it's how you expect them basically, how you face them, how you face basically everything in life. And like you can also say like personal challenges. Also like how well are you prepared in the end for the challenges? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And do you, when it comes to reaching a new level and growing in business and growing as a person, do you actively always go out and find and search for those new challenges? Because I remember in another talk you also said like, hey, like I'm always looking for a new challenge or creating new challenges for myself so I can grow as a person, become a better version of myself.
Exactly.
And
yeah, for sure. I mean like, in this world, like, your life is what you have between birth and death. So that's all what you have. So there should be no time where you should actually be bored.
Yeah.
Literally, like no time, because you only got this life once. And all this time, that's my personal opinion, is like, you're here like to develop yourself, not to stay the same. So if you're bored, then like look for a new challenge. But if you face something or if you mastered one thing and you're done, like figure out something else what excites you, basically.
Yeah.
Because like there's no time to waste, right? There's no time to waste. You don't know when it ends. But when it ends, you should be ready to say like, that's it, I tried my best, I gave my best, I become my best. There's like no regrets.
Yeah.
Because like in the end, like there's like two persons you should make proud, your 8-year-old version of yourself and your 88-year version of yourself, kind of like. Maybe you become 50, 40, but as long as you're on the way, you're busy with becoming a better version of yourself, with constant iteration of yourself. I think like it's a fulfilled life and something to be proud of, and something like this is what can be also as work as an example for others and improve like. Whoever knows what your impact is on the world. You know, maybe you might inspire a child that becomes, I don't know, somebody who saves the world one day from plastic or so. Who knows?
Okay, got it. Cool. One more last question. What can we expect from you and the companies you're building? For example, Copecard within the next couple of years, and what in general are your plans and maybe even goals that you still have for yourself? Earlier you said you haven't even started, you're just getting started. So maybe some of that.
Well, I mean, like, we want to create tools for the creator economy, and the creator economy is like, I think most people will counting on that who are like watching, for example, of your audience, especially, and yeah, like we want to provide tools that makes things easier, so you can basically live from your ideas, you know, because in the end, I grew up with a bicycle, with city rollers, with a GameCube, with Game Boy Color. But I also I know the first few years of my childhood were like where we didn't have those things and we're still playing in the forest, you know. But I think like that's a good mix of both worlds, and that our generation or our generations, they're very creative. And I think they, I mean, like few years ago it was like that, or like, let's say before 2008, it was very hard like to earn your money on the internet. Then the iPhone came, and with the iPhone it was the next revolution basically, that influencers came. People could earn money on the internet. We had Shopify then, online shops. We have Instagram. So many opportunities. It's about the right tool and the access. Because of the iPhone, the access to more and or like it was a change basically where before almost no one had access with his phone to the internet. It was very expensive. The iPhone was a new tool basically, and that made the iteration that internet got cheaper and more accessible to everyone, and therefore like complete new industries grew over time.
Yeah.
And that's definitely something that we want to achieve with Copecard and Cope, that we make it very easy like for creators to materialize their ideas and visions.
Yeah. So maybe for the ones watching who don't know what Copecard is, you maybe want to explain it really fast, and for who Copecard is?
Well, Copecard is basically for anyone who wants to sell stuff or sell his services online, and wants to have a tool that makes basically doing business easier. Because business means also analytics, KPIs. Who are your best customers? You can grow your business only effectively if you know your customer lifetime value. How much is a customer worth over lifetime? So for example, Starbucks, the average customer lifetime value for a Starbucks customer is $12,000, and the lifetime is 20 years. So Starbucks knows they can spend $700 on one customer now, okay, and he buys a latte for $5. So technically they're in minus, but they know that this is an average customer.
Yeah.
So he will stay 20 years now from the first time he visited his store, and will spend over these 20 years $12,000. And because it's an average it's just the average customer. There are customers who spend way more, $100,000, $200,000 maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. And there are customers who spend less. They spend maybe over 20 years, maybe $500 or $1,000. Okay. But he's average. And this is, you have to work also as a business with the law of average. So they know the customer lifetime value. And they know like the next year and the next year, over the next years, they will make a lot of money. Way more than the $700 that they spend.
Yeah.
And this is true for every business. For McDonald's. McDonald's offers chips and or like fries and small Coke, big Coke, because they know the customer lifetime value, and they know that it will increase their profit, basically. And so this is something what Copecard figures out automatically. So you get just displayed from all your transaction what is the customer lifetime value, and you get your data automatically segmented. Who are your best customers? Who are like your customers who only bought time but have high potential to buy more?
Yeah.
And you for them you make a retargeting campaign or an email campaign very easily. And what you do, you increase your revenue by 20, 30, 40, 50%. You double it just by knowing the right numbers. So Copecard basically makes doing online business easier, besides saving time with VAT collection and invoicing and giving you access directly to multiple, like Apple Pay, Android Pay, Google Pay, credit card, PayPal at once without you risking your accounts and so on. And it saves time. It's intuitive. Within 2 minutes you can register and you can start selling, which is a big USP. But in the end, it comes about making business simple, which is important in the end, like, because as a creator, as somebody like who has a service or something, you should focus on what you're really good at. If you do consulting, if you do online business, whatever you do, if you're an agency, you should focus on delivering the work and spend less time on understanding how business works. If there are tools, basically, who can give you like, or helps you increase your revenue very easily.
Yeah. And that's what Copecard does.
That's what Copecard does, exactly.
Yeah, so we'll put the link down below.
Thank you.
The US version is available by now.
Yes.
And we're also using it for our business to sell all the services, offers, products that we have. amazing tool so far.
Thank you.
And
Trying to become better all the time.
Yeah. What are the plans for CopeCard? CopeMember, we spoke about it earlier.
Yeah, so CopeMember, we launched onboarding trainings or like membership areas for your clients. Also CopeMember, that's what we're working on. There are coming few updates. I told you already privately, but I can't announce it here yet. Coming, CRM is coming. Also, we're building also a very nice app. There's not so much I want to talk about. I want success makes a noise.
Yeah.
But we are working very hard in the background and very fast, and we have a huge team, and even growing further. So yeah, that's what's coming.
Cool. I'm excited to see what's coming. And yeah, Raul, thanks for taking the time for the podcast.
Thank you,
It was
Niklas.
nice.
Thank you.
And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao.